Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for workshop number 3 in our mini workshop series focused on how to create content for small businesses that really performs. My name is Timothy Zerker. I'm the CEO and owner of A-Train Marketing. We are a national marketing agency based right here in Southern Colorado. I'm super excited about this. I'm really passionate about creating video for small businesses and really generating business out of that. So let's jump in. Now that we have our strategy and audience all figured out, we are going to jump into talking about the actual logistics of creating really professional, crisp-looking professional video content. Before we jump in, I need to make 2 quick disclaimers. Number 1, not all video has to look super professional and crisp. Often the really raw stuff, the handheld shot videos, perform really well, and they make for really good micro content. You still need to have really professional macro content, meaning the big pieces that kind of hold your brand together. Things like your commercial, your product explainer, your service explainer video, the things that actually cover what you are all about. Those have to be professional because they represent your brand. So as long as you have those really professional macro pieces of content, your micro content can be really raw and kind of organic. This is true, except in 2 cases. Number 1, if you're a very well-established brand, you're a multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar business or nonprofit, you can't have just the CEO shooting videos who's walking the kids to school today. That just won't perform well. It doesn't make your whole brand look good. Number 2, if you are in a professional advising kind of role, right? Like lawyers, accountants, consultants, marketing experts, any business coaches, right? Any of those categories, it is really essential to your overall brand that you look crisp, professional, put together, full expert on everything you do, right? In those cases, raw content is never going to work. Those almost all the video that needs to go out needs to be really professional and really crisp looking. Okay, so that's disclaimer number 1. All right, disclaimer number 2. Even if you use all of the tips and tricks that I'm going to cover in this video and the last couple and the next one, you're not going to be able to achieve the same level of really professional looking video that you're watching right now unless you're willing to invest the time and energy to generate expertise in video editing, right? This video was shot by me. I'm not a video expert, right? But it was then edited by my team at A-Train, and they are experts. So if you're willing to invest that time, you can achieve easily this level of video content, if not a lot better. Maybe you're a better actor, you have more interesting content, right? Maybe you can create a lot better content, but you will need either professional editors or willing to actually invest that time to generate that expertise. All right, now let's jump into how you need to plan each of your videos, okay? So there's gonna be 4 big factors that we have to consider. Number 1, you have to make sure that you have a script or general outline of each video before you start. Most people, when they get in front of a camera, get tongue-tied, they lose all their information, they can't remember what they were going to talk about, and they start either rambling or they completely freeze up and they can't even talk, right? You need to prepare yourself for that, and the way to do that is by writing a script or an outline. It doesn't have to be every single word, it has to cover the general main points you want to hit inside of each video. If you do that, your freezing up won't be near as bad, I promise. Okay, number 2, your script outline needs to include some kind of a hook, right? This is some kind of statement, question, promise of information, promise of a giveaway, something at the very beginning of the video that encourages the audience to watch all the way through to the end of the video, okay? In this video, it was me talking about, now you've learned all these things, now we're gonna talk about the actual logistics of how to do it, right? So you're excited, you're saying, okay, great, I really wanna learn how to do it. That's the hook for this video. Every single one of your videos needs to have some kind of a hook. All right, number 3, every single video needs to have some kind of a planned next step for the audience, right? This can be something as simple as, if you like great content like this, make sure you give us a like and follow, right? Super simple. Or it can be something more complex, like if you want more information about this, go to my website and go to some specific URL and fill out this form, and I'm going to send you something for free, or I'm going to send you the guide, or I'm going to send you this video so you can watch it later. It doesn't really matter what it is, but you have to have kind of a specific next step. It's really important to make sure that they aren't all sales, right? You can't always end the video with, go buy my product, or go buy my service, go hire me, because people won't watch your videos, right? They'll get bored. But it has to have some kind of a next step so that audiences know, I liked this, I want to know more about this, whatever. Here's my next thing that I need to do. All right, number 4 is you have to make sure that your video ends with high energy, okay? This is super common for most people when we're talking in real life. As I finish my point, I'm kind of winding up and then I kind of stop. That doesn't work for video. It's boring, it's not engaging, it's not exciting, right? Your video needs to end on the same high energy that you come into the video with, okay? Okay, so start and end, high energy, excitement in your voice. Now let's talk about your actual physical setup for recording your first video. Okay, there are 3 big factors that really are going to impact the quality of your video: lighting, backdrop, and sound quality. Okay, the most complicated of those 3 that I just mentioned is probably going to be lighting. Lighting is one of the hardest things to nail down because it's all about understanding what you want to see through the camera, and that does take a bit of experience and a bit of time. There's 3 big factors that are going to play into your lighting that you can kind of incorporate right up front that'll probably advance the quality of your video a lot. So number 1 is dynamic lighting. Okay, we don't want your whole studio to just be bright, right? Just a lot of light doesn't necessarily make you look good, doesn't make the video have interesting depth to it, right? So what you want to have is you want to have light from the front, preferably off to one side. In this studio, my light is right off here to the right of the camera setup, okay? That'll allow to have some shadows on your face, which will allow more kind of interesting video content. Number 2 is multi-dimensional lighting. Okay, so you have your main light up front, you want to have another light behind you, generally off to the other side. So my main light is to my right, so my multi-dimensional kind of secondary lighting is over here to my left. That makes the room appear bright, but it still allows dimension to my face, having kind of half in the dark and half in the light. Number 3, you want to have some kind of a colored lighting in your background, right? This adds dimension. You can see I have blue in my background because it matches my logo, but you can do whatever kind of colors work well for either for your skin tone or for your brand. It adds kind of a 3rd level to the video, and it adds color, which just makes the whole video more engaging right off the bat. All right, next let's talk about backdrop. Now this is going to be the simplest one for a lot of us to nail down because we all know it looks horrible, right? We've all had the Zoom meetings with people that are actually in their kitchen and the background is full of dirty dishes, right? Doesn't look professional, not what you want to do for your professional video content, right? In general, it's really simple. You need it to be simple enough that it is not distracting from the primary focus of the video, which should be you or maybe your product if you're showing off something. And 2, it needs to be at least interesting enough to add some kind of depth and value to the video without, pulling them away and being distracting. Lastly, we're going to talk about sound quality. Now you can see I am using a fairly nice mic. This thing cost me about $100. It's not by any means super expensive, but the sound difference between this or the audio pickup on my laptop or the audio pickup on my camera is significant. This is not something that someone is going to notice. They're not going to say, wow, your videos seem to have really low sound quality, unless they're a video expert. In general, they won't notice exactly what it is, but they will notice an overall level of quality. Now, if you're not interested in going out and making a real investment, maybe you're just dipping your toes, another kind of 3rd option would be using really nice earbuds or headsets that have a really good sound quality pickup. I would not suggest one of those headsets that kind of goes over your head because it looks really, really cheap in your videos, but often a little earbud, most people won't even notice, but the sound difference is still much, much better. Probably not going to be as good as a mic like this, but at least it's a lot better than the pickup on your phone or your laptop or whatever it is you're using to record your first couple of videos. All right, now last thing I'm going to say about audio quality is you need to make sure that you are in a quiet environment. We can't control some things. Sometimes, a fire truck drives by with its horns blaring. That's just going to mess up your video. You're going to have to try again. But other things you can control, right? Maybe record before the kids wake up or after the kids wake up, right? So that you don't have kids in the background running around screaming and making noise, or pets or whatever it is that's a noisemaker in your house. If you can find ways to eliminate that noise, that is going to be really, really important because that'll really distract from the quality of the video and will also just distract from your actual voice as you're talking about your product or your service or your expertise. Last thing we're going to talk about in this video is the actual video recording tool that you use to capture the visuals for any video project. There are tons and tons and tons of nice cameras out there that can be bought for anywhere from a couple hundred to many, many thousands of dollars. Which one you choose completely depends on the projects that you are planning on actually doing, right? On the type of content you're planning to create. Now, if you do not want to go buy a brand new camera, you don't want to invest that up front, you want to experiment first, totally get it. You can often use high quality cell phone cameras. Make sure you use the front end of the camera, like with the part you would actually take pictures with, not kind of a selfie mode camera. Those cameras are generally much, much lower quality. If you play around with the settings in there, you'll often find something like a cinematic mode where you can actually adjust lighting, saturation, that kind of stuff that'll help you actually improve the quality of your video. Now, If you want to go buy a new camera for this project, a simple Google search is going to show you several hundred options. If you want more information, you can always reach out to my team. We're happy to help make recommendations, but it totally depends on your project, and it's totally up to your preference on how complex you want to get. All right, that is it for today's mini workshop video. Thank you so much for joining us. Please make sure you tune in for our next and last video, where we are going to cover how to actually post this content on social media, some basic do's and don'ts, things to watch out for. Thank you so much, and I will see you there.